Hi, everybody. It is August 14th, Monday. So, okay, today I'm going to try to uh, discuss the beginning of disclosure. I mean, it's kind of been ongoing for the last few years anyway, but it's starting to ramp up, if you noticed. If you've made it this far in this game, and the reason why I call it a game is you'll understand a year from now more how this matrix sort of works. But now I'm to the point where I think it was 2 years ago, I was saying that I'll be more free to talk openly about what's kind of going on, like the bigger picture. So, yeah, I've been skirting around it mostly because whenever I try to post something that's a little bit controversial, as you know, especially on YouTube, it gets pulled down. But whereas now, the cat's kind of out of the bag. People are starting to just wrap their heads around, okay, we're not the only beings in the universe, and our government has been dealing with, ETs for years. So I know I brought it up a couple times on my videos, but yeah, so that reality is out there now, and they can't take it back because everybody's heads are starting to go, well, if they lied about that, then they might have lied about other stuff, So this disclosure movement is going to not only expose like the corrupted government systems and the legal systems and everything, just like I said years ago on I think a couple of videos, but it's like we're being played. Okay, that's ultimately what's going on. Um, so now that I can talk a little more freely, we'll see if this video goes up. Then obviously it's okay. But I'm going to touch on like off-world stuff a little bit here. Um, so I kind of just skirted around the issue a few times about my where I fit into this picture. Uh, Ultimately, just to simplify it, I volunteered to come here into this matrix to not only for the experience of it, but also to help with anchoring in kind of like a positive energy. You'll understand later when it's more explained in detail, but basically, it's like whatever we feel and our consciousness is connected into this reality. So if you have a lot of negative uh, consciousness or negative entities sort of steering the story, it becomes a very negative place. Well, Earth is pretty unique in some ways too because it was captured, it was hijacked hundreds of thousands of years ago. So this has kind of been used as a prison planet for millions of years. Okay, so us on the outside have known about it, but we also understand that it's kind of a trap too. So if you come onto Earth, you get trapped here. And by being trapped, what I mean is not only are you a spirit into a physical avatar, but you're uh, put into kind of like a reincarnation loop to come back over and over again. And the main thing that they use here in this prison planet is not only mind games because they know how to manipulate this physical computer we call our brain. They know how to manipulate that really well. They've messed with our genetics, but they mainly use it's brainwashing techniques for sure, but I'm just saying it's also some tech to erase our memories. So ultimately, what happens is we all have amnesia, and that's why when I try to talk to people, they're like, "I don't get what you're talking about," because they don't remember. Well, that's kind of that system was shut off now a couple of years ago. Well, not completely dismantled, but that brainwashing memory erasing system has been shut down to a certain extent. Now, the reason why, okay, I know I'm going to be out there on this video. The reason why I'm kind of bringing this up and trying to start to tell you the bigger picture now, because I'm more free to talk about it, is I'm not from here. Well, nobody is in a sense, is from Earth. We all have come from other places, But yeah, I'm not from here, and I am connected to an off-world bunch of beings that are here to help. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of why I came here. And we're not here to take over the world or something. It's not that, because literally when I'm finished with this, this is like a volunteer sort of mission that I'm on. Once I'm finished, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back home. So I don't have a lot of investment in this world. I'm here mostly as an observer and uh, let's see, well, a positive influencer is kind of what I am. But I'm also yeah, I'm here to learn about, because I'm an art specialist. That way, that's kind of why I've come here. I'm also come here to study the way human beings express art. So that's kind of, in a sense, why I'm learning it and I'm being a part of it, and I'm probably influencing it a little bit in some ways. But that's kind of that was a side benefit to this mission when I came in. And I again, this what I'm saying is kind of out there, I know. But now that the cat's out of the bag and everybody's starting to realize, okay, there's off-world entities that are interacting with this, which they always have been, and you'll understand more later on when I try to explain what's really going on. It's like I remember 2 years ago, I think I touched on it, but there's with things going on Earth in this physical realm, then there's things going on off planet that are affecting everything, and then there's things beyond that. So it's like Earth is a world within a world within a bigger world. It's just it's ever expanding. I mean, it's pretty interesting, and it almost might seem overwhelming, because when you realize how small we are compared to not only the universe, like the little tiny speck, but how bigger this experience really is. And that's kind of what it is. It's, I guess I could put it in a simple way of saying it is source, which is kind of like the universal energy for everything, or some people call it God, but it's way beyond that. It's the creation of everything. It's source experiencing itself in and I've touched on it before. It's defining and refining itself. It's like testing itself. It's like but by testing itself, what it's decided to do is to splinter itself into all of us. And then the most interesting thing for Source to experience is all of us being individuals and coming up with different challenges that I was going to say that it didn't think about. It's almost kind of like that. It's like it wants to know how far it can go for everything. You know, it's like being an art teacher like me or something, and I'm trying to show a student how to do something, how to paint something, and they came up with a better idea than even I was showing them. That's kind of what's going on. It's like we all want to experience the world and the universe in different ways. So I try to simplify it as usual. But anyway, so now that, like I said, the cat's out of the bag, I can actually explain to you, and also this will help explain why I know things, because it's not really me. When I came in here, I got amnesia too. I wasn't aware of what I'm doing here until, for me, I didn't really start waking up until about 10 years ago. So, and why? Because I've got an implant in the back of my head that it was implanted there when I was 20, and because I had kind of an abduction, but it wasn't a negative one. I know I've gone on about this before, but I'm just going to clarify it. But so basically I've had that in there. It's kind of like a tracking device, but it's because they were watching out for me, and not because I'm special, but because that was kind of the contract I gave to them. Sort of when I came in here, it was like, okay, but really got to watch out for me because, well, I'm an asset to them anyway because I'm their boots on the ground, and I'm their eyes and their ears. Like whatever I see and everything is well telepathically given to them, so they know what's going on, and it's also kind of being recorded for this experience. Everybody's everybody's experiences are being sort of recorded. It's their own, what you might hear, their own personal akashic records, that type of thing. Um, but it's so like it's and everybody kind of catches on with that when they have a near death experience or something. They'll have like a life review. That's kind of what it is. It's like yeah, there's probably some sort of database out there, but it's in the etheric world or something of everybody's lives that you could, you know, re-experience even. Who knows? It gets kind of complicated the more bigger the story gets, which I'm going to try to help guide you guys through it as best I'm understanding, because I'm just waking up to what's going on too. But the only difference between me and, say, an average person on the street is I'm being told stuff. Like I was getting telepathic messages. I was going like, where'd that come from? Who's saying that? And I'm thinking to myself, everybody's got a little voice in their head. So I was thinking, well, maybe everybody gets that too, you know, and probably to a certain extent they do. You know, you call it your higher self or whatever. But for me, it's absolutely a direct, like, they're telling me stuff. And I know it's not me. So anyway, they've been waking me up to what's going on, giving me heads up, well, this is coming up, and watch out for this, and whatever. So I've been fully aware of kind of what's going on for the last 10 years in particular. And then they've been telling me the backstory. So, like, how I came in here, what the problem was when I came in here, what it is, how we have to overcome this, how we try to break these prisoners free, which is everybody, and well, including me now, because I've become a prisoner too, just being on Prison Planet. So anyway, but I know how to how to sort of work within this prison system and survive, and also try to help people. That's what I'm doing. So anyway, so as we go forward, I'll try to explain this more and more. But I'm just glad that we're at a point now where I can talk openly more of kind of what I'm doing here, and try to explain and help you guys through this. I mean, if you've lasted this long, you're doing really good, because it's going to get a lot better, especially starting next year. Things are going to really start turning around. Well, they're starting to turn around now, if anybody notices, because it can only get so bad, and the pendulum starts swinging back the other way, and that's kind of where we're at. So that's my short update for middle of August here, and I'll start explaining this story better and better as we go along. Okay, that's it for today. Talk to you guys later. Bye.